I'm not saying a dude coming back around is a flex, because it's not. But when they don't, I be like, challenge accepted.
So y'all just heard what she said, right? She basically was just saying, like, when somebody don't come back around, now she's interested, she's engaged, it's a challenge accepted. And what we got to understand is, man, when somebody walks away from a situation and they stand 10 toes down and you don't go back to the situation that doesn't no longer benefit you no more, you're showing a sign of strength. And women find that very sexy in men because it shows that you have standards for yourself, because most men that women deal with don't got any standards for themselves. They fall for anything. And remember the quote, like, if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Also, too, another thing when it comes to like walking away that we got to understand, like, walking away creates that space and distance. For most men don't understand, women don't fall in love with you when you're around them. They fall in love with you when you're not around them. So creating that space is important, because I know for me, a lot of times when I wasn't around a woman I was dating, I was always trying to hit her up, see what she's doing. And a lot of time to a woman that comes off as desperation. You ain't got no life, you ain't got no hobbies, you ain't got nothing going on. But that's why it all goes back to mindset and investing into yourself and getting that strength that you need. When you have that internal strength, you won't feel the need to chase somebody. You won't feel the need for somebody to always be around you because you got yourself. See, a lot of us don't feel validated, so we need that constant validation to make us feel good. We need that woman around us to make us feel good. But in this world, you got to be able to rely on yourself, because you came in this world alone, and guess what? You're going to go out alone. You know, so like most of us, man, we find ourselves being in these situations where we don't get no benefits. We're the one doing everything. We're paying for everything. Our energy is being drained. You know, we don't feel good about ourselves. And that's why it's important to walk away, because it's not walking away because you don't want to rock with that person, but you're walking away because you need to feel good about yourself. And this all comes from putting yourself first. You got to put yourself first, because no one else is going to put you first if you don't put yourself first. And also too, you know, I know a lot of times, man, it's hard to walk away because you really like this person, or you really want to make it work and things like that. But we also got to understand is time also tells the truth. I mentioned this in other videos before. So you'll get an answer over time. You know what I'm saying? It might be weeks, it might be months, but you'll get an answer versus you trying to force the answer. You trying to make it work. You trying to make her come over. You trying to make somebody. And it just doesn't have to be a woman. This is in life in general. When somebody doesn't see your value, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to convince them of it, because if you try to convince them of it, they're really never going to even see it, because the second that you convince them, they still got the power. They still not going to see it. They still going to count you out. So that's why it's important to walk away from situations that's not beneficial to you. But again, you know, most people in general, man, we don't feel like we deserve a good situation. We don't feel like you know what I'm saying? We don't feel like we deserve it. But this all goes back to, what are you investing most of your time into? Because when you're investing most of your time into toxic situations, that's what you're attracting, because that's the energy that you're in. But when you're in the energy of, man, I feel like I deserve the best. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I deserve, you know, beneficial relationships. I deserve people who invest into me, because I'm going to invest back. And when you put yourself into that mold, you're only going to attract people who's willing to do what you want to do. What you're going to get. You got to learn how to walk away from things that no longer benefit you, whether that's friends, business situations, jobs, relationships, whatever it is. You got to learn how to walk away, because if not, you're going to either get your energy drained, you're going to be in a crazy situation, you're going to lose all your self-confidence, you're not going to feel good about yourself, and you're going to always need validation from other people. A lot of times we don't walk away because we fear being alone. We don't want to be alone. But being alone is powerful, because when you're alone, you're able to process your thoughts. You're able to work on yourself. You're able to figure out what you like. You're able to go do your hobbies. You're able to spend time with family. Those things are important. You know, at the end of the day, man, putting yourself first is the best thing that you can do. For so long, you know, I never put myself first. I was always putting other people's feelings first. I never walked away from situations that weren't good for me. And I was always trying to seek other people's validations to make myself feel good. So at the end of the day, when you put that energy into yourself and put yourself first, You're able to set yourself up for meaningful relationships. And that's the most important thing you got to do, because most people in general don't move like that. Most people are desperate for situations. Most people don't know how to be alone. So at the end of the day, when you put yourself first, everybody else will put you first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel, guys. Make sure we continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys. And I'm gone.